Hey everyone, welcome back to Sierra Kilo Prospecting. If you're a first time viewer, thanks for tuning in. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. So today we're working on our hopper for our dry washer or dry blower puffer. Depends on what side of the world you're from. Majority of the guys I've seen write about these are coming from Australia, so the terminology is a little different across the globe. Either way, we're all talking about the same thing, and it's awesome getting a little bit of feedback and input from other places. So today we're going to finish up that hopper. Gonna cut this expanded metal down, make it fit. Then I'm going to trim up that tub and turn that into our hopper. So stick around. Okay, so we're going to start building our feeder slash grizzly. Got our boards cut. Got the back there. Then I've also got some holes pre-drilled. We're going to pre-drill into those long running boards. Get that set up. Best way I can think of to make these things true is to use these clamps. So this is going to be the frame for our grizzly. So this will actually be the top of it. And then underneath here, so it's going to mount up back behind here. Let me get a little further back. So we're going to have expanded metal. It's going to be a mesh. It's going to run all the way down. Then I'm going to have some plywood to cover up so everything falls out the end. So that's the plan for that. Also going to have some bracing because this is not the most stable. So I got this little guy over here at Lowe's for $9. It's a mixing trough. So it's just wide enough, just long enough. And I'm going to take it. It's going to come up here. It's going to have a nice scoop bottom. So right here, it's going to have a nice scoop bottom. It's going to go down. We're going to anchor it in on the sides after we put our expanded metal in here. And then that's going to be where all of our fines will fall, and then they'll fall down inside, and they'll run down into our sluice box when we build that. But for now, that's where we're at, and I think that's where we're going to stop. Got that all cut to spec. I'm gonna have to take the grinder, grind these down a little bit. Then in my infinite wisdom, I got a little bit ahead of myself and then realized right as it was too late that I was cutting one whole set of holes in. So thankfully that's on the part where it mounts. That's not gonna affect anything, but a little embarrassing. But life goes on. Plus, I'm just not perfect, so that's the way it goes. Okie dokie. So, got those all cleaned up. Got them smoothed down. Took my angle grinder to them for a minute. So now we'll get those mounted. Like I said, we're going to mount that up to the bottom of the hopper. For that, I'm going to be using some pretty standard washers. These are 1/8 by 1 inch. They got pretty small holes on them, so they should work with the same set of construction screws we were using earlier. So I'm probably going to run probably about every 3 holes. So I'll go about every 3 holes and screw that down. That way we're not too worried about the weight sitting there pushing on it and things slipping through. So we're ready to mount this in. We're going to go start our mounts there. We're probably going to work down about every 3rd hole. So to secure it to the bottom of the bottom of the hopper, I'm going to use these drywall screws that I had laying around and these 1/8 washers. I was using these construction screws I had. But when I bought the washers, I bought them with a little bit too small of a hole in the center. So those aren't going to fit. So these drywall screws should work for now. So I don't remember where I bought these drill bits at all those years ago. But I just broke another one. So I am really not impressed with whoever made these. Boo. Okay, now we got that mounted. Actually pretty happy with that. Wish I would have gone with a little bit wider of a washer, but I don't think that's going to cause us any problems. A little bit of flex in this, but we're going to throw some big rocks at it, but it shouldn't cause any issues. So when we're throwing, this is going to be the bottom. So everything will get thrown in come down across this. We'll have, that's going to be our hopper, or the bottom of our hopper, and we're going to mount that over this right now and make that happen. So, busted out my crappy little Sawzall, the old Harbor Freight Special there, and just Sawzalled this down real quick. Now, it's a bit wide, but I'm going to, like, set that to height, then I'm going to screw that to that box, and then we'll have a complete hopper. So I'm getting ready to level this thing up and mount it. Kind of decided this lip is really unnecessary. So I'm going to bust out the Sawzall real quick, take that down. That should make mounting a little easier. Okay, it's not the most prettiest thing in the world, but we've got our hopper with our classifier in. So I'm actually thinking I might have made this a bit long. Actually, I know I did. So at some point, I'm going to have to, got a couple things I got to do. I got to trim down. You can see these little screws that pop through because they're a bit too long. Might go find a stouter, shorter screw. I'm going to end up pulling this thing apart probably. And I'm probably going to cut down to about here. Whoops. I always do that. Cut down across here with this, expanded metal. And then I'm going to chop these down a little bit. And then that way I'll have another piece that I'll fit underneath here. And then I'll feed everything into our riffle box. This is going to help us lose some weight, which is a really good thing because I know, just because I'm building this thing out of scraps that I have laying around, I know this thing is inevitably going to be heavy. Like, I'm going to be able to fit this on a pack frame, and I can carry stuff on my back. That's not a problem. But the less weight I carry, the better. So I'll show you guys. So here's the back side. I need to put some more screws in there. I figured I'd wait until I was a little bit further down. So there's our screws. And then on the sides, I've also got these screws. So I took a Sawzall, took that lip off. You can see those pieces there on the floor. But we've got a nice slick bottomed like hopper. So everything should slide down that as it goes. If it doesn't work, I might replace it with tin. But for now, that hopper cost me $9. Throw the screws and everything else in there. I'm probably into that for about $15. So I'm good with that for right now. So yeah, I'm gonna sit down and do a little bit of thinking. What I really need to start doing at this point is finish my riffle box and figure out how all this is gonna set up, get the legs. Like, I've got an idea in my head, but I need to start getting the parts and the equipment so that way I can get this bad Larry going and get it done. If you made it this far, thanks for watching to the end of the video. Thought I was gonna have a little bit better plan at the end of the day. Turns out I don't. It's okay though, it's the middle of winter. I'm really not too worried about needing this like right away. Like, there's just no need. The ground's wet, the ground's froze. It's snowing everywhere. At least up in the higher elevations where I want to go. So I got a little time to play with this. Also, at this time we're rolling into Christmas too. So I'm going to take a break on this probably. And just enjoy the holidays and get back after it when I get home. So thanks again for watching Sierra Kilo Prospecting. Really appreciate you guys. Like I said, if you got any input, you've built these before, comments, questions, please let me know. Be more than happy to answer, interact with you guys. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you somewhere else.